Hello, YouTube. What's up, guys? It's your girl, Elena. I know it's not like the greatest lighting in here, so forgive me right now. And I know I've never filmed a video like this, not in the kitchen, but like in the context that this video is in. I got a question on Snapchat from a wonderful follower of mine. Her name is Sydney Leanne. She has snapped me for a long time. Shout out to you, girl. I love you. You're so sweet. But I got a question from her that I really just couldn't ignore. Like, what it did is it lit a fire within my soul, and I needed to come onto the internet and like answer this question. Okay, it's such a good question. Such a good question. The question goes like this: how do you keep joy in your heart, love yourself, and not need anyone else? Woo! What a question that is, right? There are levels to this shit, and there are steps to this. And when you look at a person who's very happy, and it looks like, you know, by their happiness that their whole life is just great and nothing's wrong, and they've got an awesome job and probably an awesome lover, or, you know, we tend to assume that people who are really happy and full of joy have the life to back up that feeling, right? It's a typical human judgment that we tend to make when we look at people. My teapot is about to whistle, so forgive me, but listen to my whistling teapot, please. Yes! I just got this teapot, and I love it so much, like it makes me the happiest person. Okay. Okay, so forgive me for that. I also don't have a bra on, so whatever. Listen. We assume sometimes that people who are really happy and full of joy, that they have this amazing life, right? And I want to give you the secret of being joyful, other than having a good relationship with God, which I'll get into in a minute. It's choosing it. It's literally choosing it. It is taking your thoughts and saying, my life might not be great, and there may be things going on right now that I don't like and that I want to change, but I'm going to be happy anyway. I'm going to be happy anyway. Okay, that's step number one. That's the decision. That's the decision to be happy, and also the decision joined with the realization that you deserve that, right? Like, you deserve happiness so much. You deserve joy. Realize that consciously. Say it out loud. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be joyful. Okay? So the first thing is you realize that you deserve it, and then you realize that you're going to get it. Or you decide that you're going to get it. Then that's kind of like where the hard part comes in, okay? Because it's not something that happens overnight. And it takes a lot of internal work. It takes a lot of like digging within yourself to decide and to see and realize what it is within your life that is keeping you from being joyful. A lot of the times we think, as humans, we make this mistake and think that, oh, if I have a better job, I'll be happier and more joyful. If I had a boyfriend, like, oh, I'd be happier, I might be more joyful. If I had more money, a better health, like insert whatever you want to put there. But we tend to think that. Well, the reality of the situation, oh my God, I got honey everywhere, I'm such a slob. The reality of that situation is that if you're not happy with nothing and with the situation that you're currently in, you might get a bunch of stuff that you want and be happy for a little while, but it's not going to satisfy you in the way that you're yearning for, because that's not truly what you want, okay? What you want is the experiences that those things can give you. So it's not the money that you actually want, the paper money. If you just had paper money and couldn't do anything with it or get those experiences, the money would be worthless. So decide what it is in your life that you think is keeping you from being joyful. And then look at it and try to ask yourself, like, really and truly, is that it? Is that really what's keeping me from being joyful? And you have to fight against that. You know, it's easy for us to tell ourselves like, oh gosh, like, you know, the situation sucks, blah, blah, blah. Like, be all pessimistic in your head. Like, if I had more money, I'd be happier. I wouldn't have to worry as much. I could, like, do what I want, blah, blah, blah. But is that really it? Do you know what I mean? So when it comes to finding joy, it's really about getting to know yourself. Learning who you truly are and what makes you tick and what you love and what you deserve. When that comes into play, which God helped me do that. I give all the credit to God, and I love God, and I'm not afraid to say that or ashamed to say that. And if that's not your thing, that's fine. I'm not saying that you have to believe that. I'm letting you know what saved my life as well as helped me transform my life. So from loving yourself, from realizing that you deserve joy, that you are gonna be joyful, like you're gonna make a decision. You know it's not gonna be easy, but you know what? Like, I'm gonna be joyful. Then you start taking steps to love yourself, okay? Then I feel like that just kind of comes naturally into it. You start learning ways that you're amazing that you really didn't even know before. You start realizing, or make yourself start realizing, like, focus on all your positive qualities and don't focus on what you don't have, okay? Focus on the fact that your heart is working and it's healthy and it's pumping blood throughout your entire body and keeping you alive. Not on the fact that your body doesn't look the way you want it to. Focus on the fact that your legs work and that they're carrying you around and that you have legs, instead of maybe saying, oh, I wish my legs were skinnier or more muscular or whatever. Instead of looking at yourself and saying, wow, like, I wish I could be, like, prettier, or I wish I, you know, like, whatever. Instead, be happy that you have eyes that can see. Be happy that you have motor skills, you know? Be happy that you can eat, and be happy and grateful that for all of the little things that we just don't say thank you for, that we forget about, okay? When you consciously start doing that, paired with the decision that you're gonna be happy and joyful no matter what life throws at you, that is not an easy decision. I do need to reiterate that. Like, I make it sound like that's just an easy decision. I just make that decision and I just land in happy land and here I am and it's great. No, it doesn't work like that. It's a lot more difficult than that. It's a decision. But you gotta find the fighter within you, pull that bitch out, okay? And you fight. You fight for that, okay? Because you realize what you deserve. And you have to do that first. You kind of gotta start there, in my opinion, okay? Then you fall in love with yourself because you realize that all these flaws and things that you focused on, man, they were just things created by what I believe, like, media, society, blah, 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 to, like, keep us down. To keep us down on ourselves, to keep us down in a lower vibrational energy and insecure. And no, fight against that, okay? Love yourself anyway. If you have voices in your head or you have repetitive negative thoughts that tear you apart, that pick you apart, that say terrible things like you're fat, you need to lose weight, like, if those are your thoughts and you have repetitive thoughts, you need to work on reprogramming your brain, reprogramming your thoughts. Your thoughts have become a habit. When your thoughts become a habit, they can slip into your subconscious and affect your behavior and your feelings without you even knowing. So if you think all the time, I'm fat, I'm ugly, I don't deserve a good person in my life, I'm this, I'm that, if those thoughts become so repetitive that they get within your subconscious, okay? Now, when you have those thoughts consciously, they make you feel shitty, right? But once they get into your subconscious mind, which is the part that we're not really conscious of, it drives our human behavior, like the reason we can blink and not think about it, the reason why we can walk and not really think, like, right foot, left foot, you feel me? It gets into this subconscious mind, and then what happens is it begins to make you feel terrible, and you don't even know why. You're depressed and down and you feel like shit and you don't even know why. And that's because there are thoughts and things going through your mind that you're not even conscious of. So what do you need to do? You need to get more conscious. You need to get more self-aware. You need to get more mindful. You need to pay attention of the thoughts going through your head. Carry around a notebook and keep track of the thoughts going through your head. Keep track of the things that you are saying in your head. So important. And you can reprogram your brain. I promise you, I did it. I promise. I used to be a very self-destructive person. Okay? And I'm not anymore. And I just need to go back to the topic of God, because if you turn to God with an open heart and an open mind and just understand that God is an infinite loving energy that is surrounding you, that is so powerful, that is everything and that is everywhere. If you tap into that, you can do anything. There's nothing that can stop you. And if you ask God for help, you genuinely ask God, please help me with this. Help me change. Help me become stronger. Help me become more full of wisdom. Help me become less depressed. Lord, help me become less anxious. Help me get on the path that I'm meant to be on. Lord, help me and guide me. And thank you for all that you do for me. Thank you for my legs. I pray every morning, every night. I love to pray. It makes me so happy. It is like, yes, when my eyes open in the morning, I'm like, thank you, Lord, for my body, for this bed, for my Lola, my little baby dog. She's not a baby, but she's just this little ball of love. God is everything, man. Like, in just my opinion, like, I might get a little hate for this, and I don't care. If you ain't got God, you ain't got shit, all right? You think you do. But God changed my life. It is the reason why I think that I've been able to do all these things with myself, change myself, reprogram my brain, fall in love with myself. I don't need anybody. So that's the third point that I wanted to hit on here is, Sydney asked, how do you not need anybody? Girl, you pep talk yourself. You tell yourself you don't need anybody. You get in the mirror and you say, I am strong, I am beautiful, I don't need anybody. I don't need anybody but God, my dog, my cat, my turtle, my rat, whatever you have as a pet. I don't need nobody. You don't need other people for your happiness. When we catch ourselves doing that, it's trying to fill a void that we have within ourselves, So you have to get to the root of the issue. Why do you feel like you need to have someone around? Why do you feel like you need that validation? What is it about being lonely or being alone that scares you so much? You ask those questions. And then you sit with yourself, okay? You sit with yourself and you ask yourself those questions. And man, sometimes loneliness is painful. It is so painful, but it teaches you so much, which is why I want to talk about it. And I have talked about it in the last 2 videos because it's like a blessing in disguise being lonely, okay? Because you're forced to like learn about yourself. And then sometimes you hit rock bottom and then you turn to God and wow, then everything changes. I hit rock bottom in my life 2 years ago, and then I turned to God. I've always been a religious person. I was raised Catholic. I don't identify with that denomination any longer, but I'm a Christian and I love Jesus Christ and I love the Lord and I always will. And I fell away from him for a little while. I fell away from that love and from that gratitude and from that positive energy. And 2 years ago when I hit rock bottom, I turned to God, and I was literally on my floor in my room crying, like upset, like really just at rock bottom, like the bottom, like when SpongeBob and Patrick, that rock bottom, I was there, okay? And I turned to God. And I'm not saying that, oh my God, my life changed overnight and Jesus saved me and now my life's perfect. No, my life is not perfect. In fact, my life is in the process of being rebuilt. But the only reason that I have the energy and the power and the mindset to do that is because I asked God to come into my life and I invited him in with my heart, and now he's here and I can do anything that I want to do. So that's the overwhelming thing to me now. It's like, wow, like I'm this whole new person. What do I want to do? Like, oh my gosh. Okay. So turn to God. That is my honest opinion. Like if you're at a place in your life where you don't know what else to do, and you feel like you need help with these things, turn to God and ask for help. You'll start getting the ideas. You'll start figuring out what you need to do. That's how God works. That's how great he is, okay? I don't really almost like using a he, you know what I mean? So just know that, but it'll change your life, okay? There's a reason why we're taught to steer away from God. There's a reason why every Christian they put on the TV is a crazy one to make you turn away from God. There's a reason why there's wars fought in the name of God and they want to demonize God because people kill over God. That wasn't God's idea, okay? So, I hope that this answered lovely Sydney's question, at least somewhat, and helped out any of my other viewers that might be struggling with those same type of things, you know? How to love yourself, how to be okay on your own, and how to keep joy within your heart. First, you decide that you deserve that. Then you decide to fight because you're gonna get that, okay? Then you start making yourself fall in love with yourself. Start focusing on all the really positive things that are going on in your life, your eyes, your skin that's like intact and working and shit. Your heart, your lungs, like you're healthy, baby. There are people laying up in hospital beds full of cancer, full of diseases that they're never gonna leave that hospital bed. Like, we are so blessed. Please focus on those blessings. And when you focus that gratitude, your whole life will change. Invite God into your life, okay? I think that's all I wanted to say. I hope you had a beautiful day. It's really snowy in West Virginia and I'm over it. So if you're somewhere where there's no snow, you're lucky. It's wintertime right now. I don't like winter, but you know, it is what it is. So I'm gonna drink my tea, relax a little bit, and I don't know, maybe read a little bit. I don't know. I get lost in my head a lot just thinking. It's usually what'll end up happening. I'm drinking Earl Grey tea, and I love Earl Grey tea. It's my favorite. It has bergamot oil in it, which is a citrus oil, which is actually proven to like help reduce anxiety and help with depression and stuff. So like, I love you guys. I hope you have a beautiful evening and keep your head up if you're going through some shit, okay? Just know that you can get through it. I believe in you, okay? Peace and love.